bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Bring 'em Out with your hosts, Joel Richardson and Alan Hill.
Hey everybody, we're here at the Sunnybrook Ballroom inside Joel's office today with another episode of Bring 'em Out. I'm Alan Hill, here with Soul Joel himself, Joel Richardson. Today we have a very special guest.
Yeah.
I say that all the time.
But sometimes we don't mean it.
Yeah.
We'll edit this in post.
Yeah. But today I really mean it. I've known this guy since he was 10 years old or so. When he walked into my lesson room as a only slightly bitter youth.
Yeah. Right. That's a better way to explain. I've known this guy since he was 10. We'll move on.
You spent a lot of time with me alone in a room. Yeah, Bjorn was my guitar student.
Yes.
And then I didn't see him until we did lessons for maybe 2 years, something like that. And then didn't see you for 5-6 years, and then he reemerges sounding unbelievable and playing his incredible music, comes back from New Orleans and North Carolina. We end up playing in a band together years after that. So, my man, Bjorn Jacobson.
Yeah.
He's a
Thanks
regular
for doing this, man.
Gatsby's.
Yeah, regular
thank you.
Gatsby's, but also as comedy was reemerging at Soul Joel's, we also kept booking music because we had a music act for an hour before and after comedy shows because people enjoyed both and there weren't stages for either one, and he was one.
Well, and you asked because you booked my band like 2 weeks after meeting me to open up for Jim Brewer. Still one of the coolest shows I've ever had in my entire career.
Big risk.
Yeah, right. Big risk. Never heard a note.
Yeah.
Saw me holding a guitar on my Facebook profile.
We were attached by a $20 ticket. Who cares?
And you asked me if I knew anybody who'd be good to do whatever show was coming up. Attell, I think it was. Maybe.
Yeah.
Was that the first one?
Was it Attell? Your thoughts?
I think wasn't it the one where my band did the
It could have been
Let
Jim
the
Brewer
guests
again.
talk.
I think the first one might have been Jim Brewer because you shared the Friday, I think, and then we had the first set maybe,
Yeah.
and then we had the second set.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And then it was David Tell, and then you had there for Godfrey right before,
Oh,
that's
Gilbert,
right, the
that's
last.
right.
Yeah.
and that was super cool. All those
Yeah.
shows came out of nowhere. I had just been used to the COVID lifestyle of begging for money on the internet.
Yeah.
And then to be asked to play for people I've been seeing since I was a kid.
Yeah.
That it's fucking amazing.
Right. But dude, I also, from your recommendation, I had this thing with he was hanging out on the hill behind the stage, and just hanging. It's like we were cultivating. That was the point where I realized we're cultivating a whole scene, not just comedy. It's also music. And we're all going to make it one day. And I could be like, you remember that day that I had Alan, and then he recommended Bjorn, and then Bjorn's hanging out in the back, and now they're all famous and touring. But it all started here, man, in this freaking fake Sandlot in Royersford.
Yeah,
the 19468.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was awesome, man.
So cool.
And I was just saying before the show, before the pod, that he was on stage. This is how talented Bjorn is. And I'm not saying we've never talked about this, so if you could do it, I'm sorry. But it was the first time I've literally seen someone sing, play the guitar string breaks, fixes the guitar string, never stops singing, never stops playing. He talked to me, he goes, well, I was freaking out in my head, man. And I was like, well, you seemed cool as a cucumber. In the pocket.
Yeah. First of all, I cannot do that.
Okay. First of all, for the record, and we'll let Bjorn speak from here.
Yeah, man.
You cannot do it for the record.
I
Okay.
cannot. I
Okay. Because
cannot,
that
no.
seems like a very specific skill.
He's got a very particular set of skills.
Okay.
much like
Okay.
Liam Neeson.
Did you learn that in New Orleans, boy?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that was the first time it was really done like that because you go from taking your time on these videos and the break from the bar scene, and then you get this gigantic celebrity that you're opening up for.
Okay.
And you break a fucking string and
Yeah.
this guy seems cool. I don't want to disappoint him.
Yeah.
You know, I was waiting for you broke a string up there,
Oh, dude, I was like,
That's
that's
$5, you know?
amazing. Oh, yeah. Yo, you thought I was going to take it out of your pay? Yo, I'm taking it out of that ass.
Joel's standing out there in the crowd going like this, like James Brown.
Yeah,
It means
exactly.
$5 off your pay, buddy. There's another 5.
Never again. Never again. This guy's breaking strings. He's up there for 45 minutes.
And I found out you're actually a nice guy.
Well, dude.
This is the life of a musician. Listen to the surprise in his voice when he says that. That's the life of a musician, that a promoter could actually be a cool guy.
Well, but that is wild. Like I've learned a long time ago to like pick and choose my battles. Like that didn't even occur to me. Like that's the part where I'm going to be an animal. You know what I mean? Like
That's it. That's my line
Yeah.
right there.
I mean, I'll blow a fuse. That's wild, man. So where did you learn to do that? Or had you done that on the fly before? Never.
Not really, no.
Okay.
Used to just playing
you-
the 3-hour gigs, you know.
Like you said, you would take a break or something, right?
Yeah, or just tell a story or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got that ability
You know.
to just go on the mic while he's stringing up. I've seen him do that.
And
many
that's what I
times.
love when musicians can do it, because comics, that's all we have is the spoken word. But you guys can use that as to engage the audience while you're doing something else, whether it's setting up a song or whatever. But you can talk to the crowd, and then you throw something like, "Wait, was that a joke? Like that's hilarious."
It's
like, we didn't
definitely
expect
like
that guy.
an acquired taste too, because we're not speakers. I always
Right.
freak out speaking to people.
Oh, really?
It's been developed over the years, I guess. But
Do you avoid eye contact? Kind of like just scan the crowd?
yeah, or just look through it.
Okay.
You know, none
Yeah,
of
yeah,
this is real.
Yeah,
This is-
yeah.
Yep.
Dance, monkey, dance up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are the dancing monkeys.
Yeah.
It's like that. But I don't know. Hanging around with the comic scene is entirely different.
Yeah.
You know, this is
This is what I've been saying. Keep going.
yeah, this is not the same environment walking into, like, as a newcomer that you would have, like, walking into I don't know what a good example is to say without, you know, just any big venue.
Okay. Yeah. No,
for
you're not
music
going to offend me.
specifically.
Or even like
not
a local,
you, but
or even
Oh,
like
oh.
a local music scene, right?
right. And you got your niche things going on, and then if you do well, people might hate you more.
Okay.
You know, and that's all within music. So I think being around the comics, it was just it was pleasant to see, like, the welcoming atmosphere amongst people. You know,
Okay.
maybe there's a lot behind scenes, and they're better at not just wearing it on their sleeve like
Yeah,
drunk
yeah.
musicians.
Okay.
You know, but
No, it's real, dude.
Overall, there's just a lot of generosity and appreciation with everybody.
Okay.
You know,
In
It's-
comedy that you don't see in the music scene?
within the venues themselves.
Oh,
and how it's all
in general. Okay.
organized. You know, there's just a lot more respect.
Okay.
A lot more cordial, you know. It's not like, oh, dude, you've never come up to me being like, oh, we had these specific expectations.
Oh.
Fuck you.
No.
You know,
Anytime we don't
right.
have people, man, I blame it on myself because that's my job.
You know, and I've heard a lot of people say the same thing, but on the other end of the spectrum, you know, and perhaps there's just a difference, you know, like you're emotionally invested in comedy,
Yeah,
whereas
yeah.
other people are not so emotionally invested in music. It's just a
Something
Adventure.
they do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's just something in the background.
Yeah.
And if it makes them a couple bucks, they'll keep doing it. If not, screw the whole thing.
right.
No.
Get the
No.
name for getting musicians to their place or whatever.
Exactly.
And, you know, never playing a note.
No, that says
know.
the community. I want to jump on that, man, because I've talked to him about this too, and it's cool to hear you say it. It's totally different. You know, you and I have been outsiders in our own town for our entire careers. You know, we've both been, you know, way outside the you know, I know plenty of the people that are part of that scene, and I like a lot of them. But I've never been an insider in that Lancaster music scene. I refuse to do what anybody wants me to do. He's the same stubborn dick. And we're both really good at what we do. You know what I mean? But we have not played the game they want us to play in our town, and therefore we're not super welcome. And starting to get to know you and being around the comedy scene has been a real eye-opener. Because it is, like you said, man, it is night and day. You know, people are very supportive. I know there's backbiting and other stuff that goes
Yeah,
on.
I'll take you to a couple other venues.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that
I want you to name names.
I'm sure there's some crazy shit that exists within it all. Like
Yeah.
anything. But you know, it's kind of like being in New Jersey opposed to down south. with how people treat you at the doorway.
Well, that's
You
what
know?
I was going to ask you too. With the time that he mentioned that you spent in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I know your style probably changed a little bit because you had that influence. Did you have that before you left?
I had the blues, the Delta blues influence.
Okay.
I think that turned me on to probably more of the authentic stuff down in that direction. But it surprisingly, it really opened me up to other cultures. The French music and Haitian, all the cool stuff.
Yeah,
The Zydeco and all that.
Yeah.
And then mixing that with the blues and the klezmer influences and all things like that, the gypsy shit.
Yeah.
It's all. I don't know. It's a real melting pot for music in that city. So to see how everybody individually melts it down for their performance,
Right.
that's a real eye opener. Going there from here with just like a few songs for a show, it's not the same thing as the experience that they offer.
Okay.
So that definitely molded the performance aspect, I'd say.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's super fucking cool. That really is. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're totally on your own.
Right.
They'll walk right over your body. You know what I mean? So
And they have
to
like
get people's attention, you really have to scream down there and bounce it off of the buildings and figure out how to really encapsulate that
get
moment
people's attention.
when they're walking to Bourbon Street. You
And
know?
talk about, because part of that is the whole there's like a legit system for busking down there, right?
100%.
Like don't you have to get like permits, or so you have to talk to people, or there's like like you talk about.
Along the riverfront, you have to get permits. So never really did that because it's just the ideal spot to do it. But because of the permit, then you might see a saxophonist down there.
Oh, so you're considered loitering if you're not?
Basically, or panhandling probably.
Okay.
Or just
sorry,
playing
you're
without
smarter
a
than
permit.
me. I'll link you up with my mom. That was a little inside baseball.
But on Royal Street, you can busk anywhere you want, as long as it's on a corner.
Okay.
But there's this inner legal system
That's what I
amongst
was thinking of,
society
okay.
where like you have people that are they hold seniority. They're grandfathered into their spots. If this particular person comes out with their clarinet and they got a whole band, they're older. It's like you get the hell out of their way.
It's like
Yeah.
coke dealing in Kensington.
Well, exactly right.
But then there's like the side where like some other musicians might be like, this is our spot.
Right.
And they're not on that level, so you got to kind of defend yourself and then keeping some people's hands out of your guitar case.
And like he was
Yeah,
saying,
with
like,
where all the tips are.
yeah.
Always kept my foot next to it.
And that's obviously
Nice.
way different than Lancaster scene. So like, did that
Yeah.
help you grow as like a person and as an artist? And when you came back, like you were different.
Yeah.
and like improve.
It taught me how to really put together. So there was the busking in the day in New Orleans, and then you'd have a few open mics at night, and then you could get your paying gigs. And down there, the bars don't really close, so you could have a couple paying gigs late at night.
that's cool.
Starting one up at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Wow.
Okay.
And you could literally just play all day and night, and you kind of have to with the payouts down there. It's an entirely different approach to all of it. It's all a percentage-based thing, and
Percentage of people that come into the bar. Percentage
Alcohol
of the
sales.
Alcohol sales.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. That was maybe my guess, but
Right on.
yeah, that's crazy.
and so
How do you prove that?
right, they write you a receipt at the end of the night proving
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
But there were some good spots that I have to
Okay.
say were really cool about it, and
Did you ever-
then
Oh, sorry.
and then other ones that weren't. But it's hard to always just pull people out to the darkest bar that you're most welcome at. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
It's dim. There's cockroaches and fried catfish. It's probably the best you'll ever have.
Right.
That's awesome.
But it's not some fancy spot on Frenchman Street or Bourbon.
Right. It's not part of the tourist area.
Yeah. It's definitely off the beaten path there.
Did you ever play at the Howlin' Wolf?
No, I've been to it.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I booked Shuley there,
Get the hell out of here.
and it
This
was
is Shuley from the Howard Stern show.
Howard Stern show. It's a guy that I manage, and
That's on Bourbon Street, right?
yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so. But I know it was predominantly like a music venue that
Mhm.
did comedy shows every once in a while. and that was one of the places I booked him at.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's cool. A shotgun spot.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
That's being like, yo, I got a cousin that lives down there. You know him? No? Okay, all right. Alan, your thoughts? Let's go with your research.
Dude, I don't have any notes. This is the one person
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know.
need a single note for.
I'm the dick that said that, realizing you've known him since he was 10.
Yeah.
So I watched your YouTube video, and
Oh man! Oh, and I want to bring this up while I'm thinking of it too, and then I want to go back to like the Carolina days. Then after you
Okay.
left, but I want to talk about this before I forget, which is the album you're recording right now,
Yeah.
which is actually going to be released as singles because it's the way the music business is these days.
Exactly. Yeah.
But what is the name of that song? The super awesome deluxe
It's called Glowing Heart.
Glowing Heart. Do you have any idea when that's going to come out?
As soon as possible. I just have to get the copyrights back and figure everything out with that. And,
So there's a chance by the time this
license
comes
it.
out, it's out there. So
Yeah.
check. It's Glowing Heart, Bjorn Jacobson. It'll probably be on all the things, right? All the listening stuff, Spotify and all that or whatever, right?
all that shit.
Yep. It is. I've listened. I've known this guy forever. I've heard almost everything he's ever done musically. This is the shit. Like, this song is the shit. It's the best I've ever heard him represent himself in recording, and he's got some bangers out there. So this is the shit, dude. Check it out.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
yeah. I'm going to play it with him the next time he plays Gatsby's. I like it that much. So come out to Gatsby's
It
on.
is written in stone now.
Like 210. What's that one Mardi Gras weekend? I forget the date.
Oh, Friday the 16th.
Friday the 16th. Okay.
Yeah. Saints.
Oh, wait. No, it's actually the 9th he's playing. It's the 9th he's playing.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever the Mardi Gras thing is, it's the 9th. So come check us out, man. It'll be mostly him. I'm just going to shoulder my way in for one or two.
Yeah.
So anyway, dude, yeah, I just had to throw that out there. And now, when did you left New Orleans for Carolina eventually, right?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that the way it broke?
Oh, it wasn't okay. So it wasn't straight back. It was
No.
a slow trickle.
Yeah. He was working his way back up.
Yeah,
Yep.
I spent
Much
about
like
3 years in Winston-Salem, and really got around all of North Carolina. But the cool thing about that was linking up the entire space between New Orleans and
And
Winston-Salem.
Yeah, so you had a run you could do.
yeah, and going through Florida and South Carolina, and hitting like Charleston and Myrtle Beach and up into like Wilmington and
So
all
you
those
did
areas.
play places on the way there.
yeah.
Dude, that's wild to me.
Yeah, we did it
just
a
like
few
you, dude.
times. Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest one
That's
we
cool.
did was from New Orleans to Boston. That we did these crazy.
No
circles
shit.
up there.
Oh, wow.
And that took 3 months, and we ended up being in Salem, Massachusetts for Halloween with the day off.
Somehow that seems appropriate.
But we just ended up there. It was like not intentional at all, you know. It was just in Boston, and then it's like, oh, the day off on Halloween.
Yeah,
and
just a
Salem
little
is
unintentional blood
stone's
sacrifice
throw.
to end the tour.
Yeah, you're fucking right, man. You know, it really changed my life.
That's awesome.
Just that one day off.
Yeah.
Right place, right time.
Yeah, you know, you think it's the crossroads in Mississippi
Yeah.
or something. Salem's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a bit of a wild boy.
Oh, man.
But why was it Winston? And what brought you from?
Well, I had family move there.
Oh, okay.
And then in New Orleans, I had my first daughter. So we got out of there and spent a few years in Winston-Salem, being near the family. And then moved back up. And then I moved in with Alan there.
Moved right from there
after-
to my house.
Yeah, yeah. After a little turbulence there in life. But, yeah, Alan was really there to pull me through it, you know, and that's sort of.
That was a good time, man.
Yeah, it was an amazing
That was
thing.
a good time. We played in, like, he does so many different things. Like, he does solo shows, just like he does here. He's got duos with a violinist that he does in every possible number of band, 3-piece, 4-piece, 5-piece.
Especially back then.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So-
And I was playing I would do duos, trios, quartets, and 5-pieces with you. You know, I don't know if we ever did a 6-piece, but I know we did a couple 5ers.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we played some great shows, man. It was so much fun. It was so much fun, and he lived with me for maybe close to a year, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of eased him back into Lancaster a little bit.
Yeah, it's a great thing. And had the dog and everything, and then moved out, and the dog died, and then had another kid and did the thing, But after all that, decided to move out to the mountains in Johnstown, and just get away from everything. It's not the happiest place on the planet by any means, but it's nice to get away.
Aren't they known for like some huge? Yeah, aren't they known for like some huge flooding back in the day?
Yeah, like the largest mass civilian casualty in American history.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're still bragging
Johnstown
about
flood. Yeah, it's a great museum to visit.
Oh, really?
Oh, there's a museum.
Dude, I didn't even know about the. Yeah, dude. I'm glad you said something. I'm like, are you messing with me?
Yeah, I didn't know either.
I
I'm
brought up
still
the
not
fun
sure.
fact, but I didn't know. Like, they're like, not only do we still talk about it, we built a museum.
Oh no, it's certainly
so welcome
there.
to
It's
2024.
probably one of the most depressing museums.
It's like Pompeii.
Yeah. The water line's up to here, so we built a museum.
Dude, that's crazy.
Now, but living out there, do you also then see yourself traveling west? Do you do gigs in Pittsburgh, being that close?
I've been wandering in that direction, but there's so much happening out this way that it's hard to find the time to actually go and do a bunch of open mic nights and mingle with different
Showcase
venues
yourself.
and
Yeah,
stuff. I don't know, because I do believe in not just sending emails, actually shaking people's hands and
Old school.
yeah, man, it's
One of many
it's a
reasons
lot
we get
nicer.
along.
Yeah.
But when there's other things happening, I guess don't ruin a good thing.
Yeah, but Alan's told me too that, like, in talking to you, that you've run different open mics. Do you feel like in music, do they help you? Like, they help you like networking wise? Do they help you as like an artist, like play regularly, like to stay like tuned up in front of an audience?
Oh, 100%. And mainly the networking. Like growing up, open mics were the way to get your foot in the door, meet other musicians, get some advice. If they didn't hate you.
And what's the? I get it.
Yeah, man. It's a thing. And
we'll edit this in post.
but
then tell us about the difference of
but
running it.
yeah, then hosting it, you get more of a sense of how to run a show.
Okay.
How to maintain your professional composure, I guess. How do you deal with people? It's hard being the 18-year-old showing up with your tail between your legs, not wanting to talk to anybody, and then it's a totally different thing to walk into a room and everybody asks you where the list is.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do I treat this one?
Right.
Give them a hard time. I don't. It'd be nice sometimes to be a little bit more of a dickhead.
I'm going to need you not to hold back. Give us the real deal. Pretend we're not recording this.
No, but on a real note, you get to see the whole
that was
scene.
a real note.
The whole scene forms, and people are meeting each other, and then you have, I don't know, you really see some growth, and that's a magical thing to watch, and it's not
It
just
really
some
is.
bullshit that I'm saying.
No.
It really is cool, and I don't know if that's helped me at that point as far as any growth, because at the point where you're kind of sharing it,
Right. Right.
But it's definitely nice to stay a part of everything, and not just like, oh, I'm beyond that. I'm going to go sit in a room and sell tickets online and fuck those people, There's a lot of that. And
No doubt.
I don't know. There should be more professionalism, I think, amongst, we're going to go all out. Some of the hosts out there that, don't give a shit. It's a cattle shoot, and, you can really create a community rather than just collect a paycheck,
Right.
And because I guess you get more paychecks if you create a community,
Right.
And they create opportunities, and they create
exactly.
Like
And then it's a
eventually
monster you
everybody
can't
wins.
control.
Right.
It's a whole different thing.
And I've seen this, man, and this is no bullshit. I've been to a million open mics, you know what I mean, starting at 16 or 17, and most of them suck. Like your open mic here is spectacular, and he is one of the few people that has put together spectacular music open mics that I've seen. Like I've seen you create different scenes over the years. The one at Tellus for a while was you grew into this magical room. The one at Boobs you grew into a magical room. And it's different. Like he said, it can be a cattle shoot. It can be just an indifferent dude just cashing a paycheck. You know what I mean? It doesn't give a shit about anybody that walks in there. A lot of them, people use it as a space to just go up and jam themselves. You know, a lot of people have an open mic and they play for 45 minutes to start the open mic. You know what I mean? You know?
Right.
And, you know, it would be like whoever's running, if Jesse's running the open mic next Tuesday, if he went up and did a full hour, you know, before he let anybody else up there.
Up top.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
So, and he does an unbelievable job of cultivating a scene, and it's really cool to see when an open mic hits the ground, you know, hits stride, you know? It's really cool.
Now, most of the open mics, you said like they're music open mics, but are they like open stage? Like if comics wanted to come?
100%. Yeah.
Oh, they are? Okay.
It doesn't happen
Yeah, it's
very
anybody.
often.
Yeah, in the same way here, like we do the same thing.
It is
We're like,
open,
they're
yeah.
open, but we also don't think that many of the musicians don't come because they don't want to be the only one or they don't know about it. And like if two would come, maybe it's more probable. But
Right.
we don't get like the solo artist. You know what I mean? Like one person.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I could see that being the thing, and I imagine comedians are probably on the same side of that, walking into a musical open mic.
Right.
You know, but
Right,
but
yeah.
every once in a while, you get somebody coming out and just fucking slay it, man.
Yeah.
And you know, people aren't expecting it, so that's something that people should probably embrace more. Is the lack of an expectation. It's like
Right.
none of these
And you
people
have a
know what's
captive
gonna
audience that
100%.
has never heard you before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a true test. You
Yeah,
know?
Yeah, it really is.
That's the other thing. We haven't really talked about that with the open mic ideology, is the testing material aspect. Like, even as a host, it's still tested material. There's a new song. You know, the last one I put out there, I was like, that could be better based off of how people reacted to that.
Right.
Maybe it was a little too fucking weird, you know?
Well, so why was that not funny?
Right.
What happened there? Because that could happen at open mic where you say something so bizarre, that's why the open micers laugh. And you're like,
Sure, yeah.
You'd be like, it's because it's so dark.
Oh,
But
dude,
that too, you know?
that's the crazy thing about comedy open mics is, like last Tuesday, there were 38 people signed
Polarizing.
up. So, and there were maybe 50 to 55 people in the room. So it's 75% comics, right?
Right.
And the only thing that makes most of those comics laugh is something crazy over the top, like he just said, or them fucking up their act.
Yeah. This is what we came for.
So you get a real weird read on what works and what doesn't at a comedy open mic.
Oh, bombs over Baghdad? That's why we came.
Yeah, I think the music side of that is probably a little bit more passive aggressive. You know, you get the sympathetic clap, like
Right.
it's okay, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's not. You're like, fuck, don't do it. Just
Right.
stop.
The no eye contact clap.
Yeah. It's all right.
Right.
You'll do better next time, asshole.
Right.
Equally awkward.
Equally awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I'd almost prefer daggers.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
right. Totally.
At least I know they're listening. So tell us about the song that Alan's talking about. Where did that get inspired by?
I actually wrote that in his living
Yeah,
room.
I heard this from the first phase of its existence.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it was really just a song about not being with my kid, you know, and being in that situation, having to live with your buddy, and it's a little weird, you know, but there's this hope for love, I guess, within the poetic areas of this song, but it's also kind of like, hey, you get what you get. I'm a little fucked up.
You don't say.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Guy with the hat on, a blue jean jacket, and a scarf. He's khaki pants. He's a bit of an oddball. Yo, well dressed, but you got, your style's your own. Sweatshirt and khaki pants. Should be wearing a hat because my hair's a mess. I know.
That hairline is wild, bro.
I'm done. Well, this
Hey,
is.
at least you have a hairline, buddy.
Yeah. No, trust me, I'm not throwing stones at glass houses.
Yeah, man.
Calls coming from inside the house.
I understand when a man's just projecting.
Well, once again, much smarter than me. I would have been able to put that together, but I do know what you're saying. Joel, all this time I was projecting. Dude, I swear to God. Dude, I'll just say this on the podcast. I went to my mom and I go, listen, I think we're all on the spectrum. She's like, no, we had you tested. And I said, what? She goes, yeah, turns out you're not. You just were just starving yourself and your brain was malnourished from wrestling. I said, did my mom just call me an idiot? And using the other word, but.
And we kind of knew it was happening.
Well, I got to be honest, we didn't. But now I do, and now she's telling other people that Deanna is the smart one. Anywho's it. Projecting. It's interesting. So you're in Alan's living room.
Writing this song that I didn't record for another several years.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's wild.
Well, this was like, what, 2017, 2018 when you lived with me, I think?
Prior to the pandemic, well before.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I heard this from its genesis, and let me tell you, it is jumping out of the fucking speakers, man. Like, it is so well recorded. Everything that's great about him is coming through. You know what I mean? That doesn't always happen in the recording process.
Right.
Trust me,
Especially mine.
So when are you gonna? I feel the pain already. Like he can't also take a compliment. He avoid eye contact.
Oh, dude, that's why I'm laying it on so thick.
So when are you gonna release it?
I don't have a specific release date yet. I'm hoping within the next 2 to 3 months.
Because
I just have to wait for the copyrights to get back and do the licensing.
I'd love to have a release party and then put it on my email list.
Shit, that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Let's get some.
Hell yeah.
Let's get some singles sold.
This gives me
Hell
some
yeah.
incentive to get my shit together.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. If not, if not now, when?
But actually later next month, pretty sure we'll be recording 1 or 2 more songs as well.
Oh, okay.
So we'll keep like a steady 1 to 2 song thing every few months, trying to float instead of just doing a whole album and having people overlook the majority of it.
Yep.
Oh, that's
yep.
awesome.
I think that's really smart, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
What are the? Do you want to talk about the other songs or not now? Or you don't know what they are yet?
Oh no, I know what they are.
Okay.
I don't know what to really say about them.
Okay. That's perfect.
I guess it's a multicultural album. You know, it goes from bluegrass to Latin music to
Wow.
Some country kind of stuff. It's really all over the place.
You'll hear everything he mentioned that he was picking up in New Orleans. You'll hear touches of too.
Yeah, it's more that melting pot kind of idea behind the genre. So it's kind of hard to explain without playing it, you know. But
it's Bjorn as a whole.
yes, it is. It's my little naked baby onion self showed.
Yes.
Everybody.
Alan, your thoughts?
I saw his little naked baby onion in the living room that one
Yeah.
night.
He made me feel all right about it.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Oh shit.
Then what inspired the other songs though that are gonna come out?
All sorts of stuff. It's kind of weird. I guess love and loss and all that stuff. I'm kind of a serious writer, as funny as this conversation's been. It's it's pretty dramatic. Talking about like divorce, custody kind of stuff, but without blatantly saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Just one song called Empty House, Empty Home. And, it's like singing my lullabies to my empty home, you know.
Right.
But that's like a slow, waltzy blues number. And definitely a different kind of style than what he's heard there. But you know the tune. But yeah, it's all over the place.
I think that's another, what you keep saying is a similarity and the parallel comedy and music. Mm-hmm. Like comics are up there, like they're 75 or like 90% of the truth. You know,
Right.
A little bit of exaggeration, but it comes from pain.
Right, yeah.
They say comics are comics because they're getting too many hugs or not enough.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they're up there talking about it, and like, yeah. So they're, and I think that's the same with songwriting,
No
in a
doubt.
sense.
Certainly.
Yeah.
He knows how to bare his soul better than most, and it shows in his lyrics.
It's not because you grew up in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, that, yeah.
'Cause you were in Alan's living room.
He and I were kind of talking about that, talking about some famous like jazz musicians that, really, really put it on all the credit onto the books and the authenticity and knowing, what was originally done to a T. But then, did the guys that made it originally, did they study those kinds of standards? No. Those guys, like Charlie Parker, they were just shooting heroin in a parking lot and eyeing up whoever was standing across the street at a dive bar, and I think, I'd like to think I'm a little better than that, but that is where it comes from.
Yeah.
Miles Davis was no peach.
He was no teetotaler. Charlie Parker, by the way, for those that don't know, is one of the greatest, maybe the greatest saxophone player of all time. The guy who originated bebop, and people are still trying to figure out what the fuck that guy did.
Yeah, and what he was doing, and just all around a mess of a human being that really created a lot of the standards that
creative
people are studying.
supernova while he was alive.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, definitely not Beverly Hills in the books there.
No. Yeah. No, but that's why people love comics and they can relate to them, because they're talking about like their pain and like they're making other people laugh.
Right. Yeah.
And they're sharing like your soul.
Yeah. That's
No pun intended.
Yep.
It's truly what you try to do. That relatability, I think, is important for everybody when they're in a crowd that they think they're so different from.
Right.
But then this one asshole is singing a song that's really blatantly not intricate. It's just what everybody else doesn't want to address, and they're like, "That's fucking right."
Right.
That's right.
Right.
And
Oh
then-
yeah, that's how I feel about
And then
that.
a Democrat,
Yeah.
Republican are shaking hands and agreeing
Right.
over this, stoned musician.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I think that's the funniest thing.
Yes, I'm so
Bringing
with you.
people up, uniting people through laughter, then uniting people through music.
Yeah, man.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Doesn't matter what you're.
and even if it's a terrible subject matter, whatever kind of atrocity inspired that, it's cool to see people making a good night out of it. You know?
Right.
And that kind of keeps it going. It's, some sort of reward, I guess, if you have to tell yourself something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, and I think what you were saying off Mike too is that like you're doing all these venues where you're used to background music and the venues and stuff like that, but then
We've talked about that.
and all of a sudden you do venues or shows like we talked about where you're stringing a guitar in front of 400 people opening for Attell or Gilbert Gottfried, and they're jazzed, man, and I know I got flooded with messages being like, what's that guy's name?
Yep.
When's he coming back? Well, how can I follow him? What's his page? You know what I mean? And so you get fans out of that. And then it's like, we call it hot knife through butter.
Right.
You're like, those are the gigs that are awesome, and you deal with all those crappy nights that you
Right.
might have been a
Get to those,
background
yeah,
to
yeah.
get to those.
And you're going to have those nights.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. And it might be the next night.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if there's anybody that envies that kind of an individual, they definitely don't see those nights.
Right.
Exactly.
It's,
Exactly. Yeah. And if they react really, really poorly to that first really bad one, that's probably the end of their music or
Right.
comedy endeavors.
Yeah.
Right.
If they can't soldier through,
Yeah.
get out.
Right.
Yeah.
Get out now.
Right. So what's next, man? Besides that, I guess releasing these singles.
Yeah. I'm recording the rest of the album of
Okay.
singles, and just working on more stuff. Trying to work on getting a band back together for a couple gigs.
Get the band back together.
Yeah, man,
Yes.
Blues Brothering it up.
Love that.
If we can. A lot of those guys that I used to perform with, they're pretty busy. You remember Harry?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's always out running around the country playing drums for everybody. So it's tough to get everybody
he's
together.
the one that plays with
Chubby.
Chubby Checker. Yeah, he's Chubby Checker's drummer.
Yeah, man.
Really, Chubby Checker? Or
No bullshit. The Chubby.
oh.
I don't know if just Chubby lived near Lancaster or something, or why
You
does
know,
all these Lancaster
he-
people
I
play
have
with Chubby
no
Checker?
idea.
he used to live in the main line.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's in this area at least,
yeah.
sorta.
He actually not far from where Ronan lives.
Well, his bass player and drummer both live in Lancaster area.
Yeah, but he's dead, right?
No.
Chubby Checker's alive?
Chubby
Yeah.
Checker's still alive. This dude's still touring with him.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not playing many shows now. A lot of the tours get,
Dude,
cut in
let's
half
get him
along the way.
here. Well, wait, we'll talk.
That would be amazing if you got them here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cool stuff, man.
I forgot I had some half connection to Chubby Checker.
Dude, that would be the person to put in the ballroom. Like that's his. He played here. He definitely signed the back of the wall.
Dude, come on, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's do the twist.
Let's
Come
twist
on.
again.
Maybe we get the fat boys.
I'm not just comedy, baby. Oh, that's awesome. And are you gonna start to do the violent? I forget her name, but do you still team up with her every once in a while?
Yeah. Robin Chambers.
Robin.
Yeah. We still.
Because you didn't
do
say her
some
name
gigs.
earlier, and I didn't know if it was on purpose or not.
No.
Oh.
Nope. They've been doing their thing together a long time.
Yeah.
And when he
Yeah.
does duo shows, she's with him a lot.
Yeah, we
yeah.
were supposed to have a show out outside of Harrisburg in New Cumberland at this theater the other week, and it got canceled because the other band, one of their members, has extreme insomnia, which is
Dude, we talked about it.
yeah,
It's crazy.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine actually, but it sucks to get canceled.
Yeah.
It sucks to get canceled for somebody, not getting like being sleepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you have extreme insomnia and that's a real thing, I feel really bad for you.
Yeah.
But you probably knew that well before this gig, so
Yeah.
why leave people strung out because of it?
Yeah.
You know?
Guess who's a little sleepy right now? I was here last night till 12:30. Back here again at 10:30.
Yeah, man.
It's a 10-hour turnaround.
And you're not leaving anytime soon, I know.
No. Exactly.
Yeah, man. That was
Cry me a river.
Yeah, right.
that was exactly what I said.
Let's
you
write a
know?
song together.
It's like I just drove back from Johnstown. I just
Yeah.
got into town, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, that's not going on.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what else is going on.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Do you have any gigs you want to promote, or anything you want to promote, or socials, like, however you want people to follow you, all that?
I don't remember anything on the
Yeah, it's all
calendar
good.
coming up.
We know you're here once a month.
Or even just where to look
Yes,
for you.
yes.
You know, where to look for dates and stuff. Your Facebook
Other
page
than
or whatever.
the 9th here, I can't remember anything.
You post
you
your
know.
dates on Facebook?
Yeah,
Or? Okay,
yeah,
so just
yeah.
find Bjorn Jacobson on Facebook.
Yeah, and you'll be posting up the singles when they come out. So
Yes.
we want people to check
Yeah.
them out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, be on the lookout because it
man.
is good
Best buddy.
shit.
Yeah. Do you have any other?
Nah, I'm good, man.
Dude, that was fun.
That was so awesome having you on, man. That was
Yeah.
really cool.
Thank you,
really
guys.
cool.
Thanks for helping us build the scene, man.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's not done yet, but
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of shit to do.
a lot of work.
Still under construction.
Yeah. It's building.
Yeah, that's right. We're building.
Another episode of Bring 'Em Out.